I may have mentioned it once or twice.
Or maybe 1,000 times.
But we are going to Brazil. Welcome, Your Royal Highness. I'm Dan and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. And look who I've got back with me. We have finally got a day off of work together and our planning for our holiday to Brazil is well underway. So hopefully you're going to join us for this vlog series we're going to bring you. We've got just over a week before we go. Is it about 8-9 days?
Something like that. Yeah.
About 9 days until we fly to Brazil. And the purpose of our quick video today is just to announce the trip to you and to tell you a little bit about our itinerary. So anyway, David, how have you been? You've not been on the channel since Walt Disney World.
I know, it's been a while.
Are you excited about vlogging again?
Yes, very.
Yeah. This trip is a little bit different to what I'm used to. Obviously, I've never done anything like this before and I'm a little bit petrified if I'm being honest. You're not, are you? You lived in Africa for 8 years and so you're kind of more up for this than me, and this is completely outside my comfort zone. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. Like, I haven't been able to sleep properly for months about this trip.
Yeah, you've been doing most of the planning. You've set up the itinerary, and we're going to travel all about quite a lot. So if it goes wrong, there's only one person to blame.
And there's a lot that could go wrong.
There's a lot that could go wrong as well. So we're going to give you a little rundown of our trip. And like I said to you, it's going to be a 2-week trip and we're going to bring you a little vlog series when we get back. I'm not sure how many vlogs there's going to be because they're going to be too short. We haven't filmed much on certain days. I might combine days, but we're going to have a little series. Once we're back, I'll tell you more about that. There will be a packing video coming out next week as well. This is not Disney. This is much harder to think about, you know, like bugs and monkeys and anaconda and weather and humidity. I know Florida is humid, but I think this rainforest is going to be next level. So we've got a lot to talk about, a lot to think about even. We have to be packed. We've been out shopping. We did a bit of shopping, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, that was good fun.
Went out, you bought this top actually, didn't you?
I did.
This is a new top for the holiday. So yeah, little Amazonian top. So we've been out shopping. We have a nice day at Blue Water. We bought quite a few bits while we were there, didn't we?
Too much.
So anyway, the purpose of today's video is to give you a little announcement and to run through our itinerary. I'm going to go to the man himself, the man that's designed this master plan of an itinerary. So come on, tell us. What's the plan? What are we starting off with?
So it's a bit of a hectic schedule and we're basically trying to cover the best of Brazil, so all of the highlights. So obviously we're from London, so we're flying from Heathrow to Rio de Janeiro. So it's about an 11-12 hour flight to Rio.
Yes.
So plenty of time. Hopefully we're going to sleep on the plane.
And we've also got a little overnight stay at the airport, haven't we, before?
We're staying at the airport the night before because that's what we did for Orlando in our last vlog series as well. We stayed at the airport the night before and it was just so much more relaxed. It's easier. You're literally 10 minutes away from the terminal. There's no rushing to get packed and get taxis in the morning. It's just so much simpler. So we're landing Rio. We're going to be heading straight to our hotel, which is an incredible hotel. I'm so excited about it, and it's actually just outside of Rio, and there's a reason for that. We'll sort of go over that a bit more when we vlog.
Yeah.
So we're in Rio for about 3 nights. We're staying at La Suite by Dussol. We've got an hour-long private helicopter tour booked, which takes us all over Rio. So we are super excited about that because that's going to be, I planned it because I wanted the helicopter tour to be our first view of Rio de Janeiro. And I've been reading books and I was researching and I was reading a book by a traveller called Ted Simon who went around the world, and he said in his book that the best way to see Rio de Janeiro is from the air. So I definitely made sure that we got that on our itinerary.
And I have never been in a helicopter before, and so this is the first challenge for me. It's going to be an hour-long flight and I'm a little bit scared actually.
So yeah, we've got that booked, and then on our second day we are doing sort of an on-the-ground tour of Rio. So we're going to be taking the train up to see Christ the Redeemer, doing the cable car up Sugarloaf Mountain, and other sites around Rio as well. But they're the two main ones that we're
hoping
to see.
Yeah.
On the third day, we then leave our hotel and we travel.
Oh, are you going to show us on the map?
I'll show us
on the map.
So Rio is down here. We are then catching a flight to Iguazu, which is on the Argentine.
Argentine. You can say Argentinian or you can say Argentine.
Yeah, I never know which one.
No, I don't know either.
Argentine, Brazil border. And this is where the series of waterfalls are the absolutely incredible waterfalls. There's something like 200, they make up 240 or something waterfalls make up Iguazu Falls. So we definitely needed to see that while we're in Brazil. We can't miss that. So I'm super excited that we're going to get to see that.
Yeah, and I'm going to get very wet, aren't I?
We're both going to get absolutely soaked. We're staying in the national park on the Brazilian side, but our day trip, we've got a day trip booked which actually takes us across the border to the Argentinian side, which we're holding UK passports, so for us it's easy to get to and from across the border. We don't need visas or anything like that. The reason we're going across to Argentina to see the falls is because that's where the best viewpoints are. The Brazilian side is good for more of a panoramic view of the falls, but the Argentinian side you can actually like peer over the edge of the falls, so that's why we're going there. We're also doing a boat trip which we are going to get so wet because they literally drive you right underneath all of these gushing torrents of water. So we'll definitely need to take a change of clothes like that.
And then after that, the next day, we've got a really early flight, haven't we?
Oh gosh. Yeah, the next day we are checking out of our hotel at 2 AM in the morning because we need to be at the Iguazu International Airport for 3 AM because our flight leaves at 5 AM to take us to Manaus, which is the central point, is the city, the main hub of industry for the Amazon.
But we couldn't get a direct flight, could we, from Iguazu to Manaus? We've got to go via Sao Paulo, is that right?
Yeah, there's no direct flights from Iguazu to Manaus. So we've got to fly from Iguazu back to Sao Paulo, quickly change flights. We've only got about an hour to change our flight, which is a bit concerning. And then we fly all the way up across Brazil, across the Amazon rainforest to Manaus. In Manaus, we are being met by our tour company. They're meeting us at the airport at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and taking us to drop our luggage because we're only allowed to take 10 kilograms of luggage into the Amazon with us. That's purely logistics because you're traveling on small boats, you're traveling on small buses, and obviously they can't have 10 people turning up with 20 kilos of luggage per person.
Yeah.
The boat wouldn't get very far, let me tell you. So 10 kilograms of luggage. We've got our brand new duffel bags
from North
Face to take with us.
So I'm not a person who travels lightly, so taking 10 kilograms into the jungle is a bit of a logistical nightmare for me, so that's going to be fun, trying to work out what I can and can't take, isn't it?
Yeah, we're really going to have to slim down on our packing.
Yeah.
But that's fine, because we're not really going to need much when we're there anyway. So we will be dropping our luggage at Juma's sister hotel in Manaus, the Juma Opera. They own two properties, one in Manaus, the Juma Opera, and they also own the Juma Amazon Lodge where we're staying in the Amazon rainforest. So once we've dropped our luggage, we will then be taken to the port in Manaus to catch a very small speedboat. We're actually going to see the meeting of the waters. Maybe we're going to insert a little clip here of what that actually looks like. Yeah. So there are two rivers, one here and one here. And this point here is Manaus where they meet. And so they refuse to merge for about 14 kilometers, and you can actually see the distinct difference in colors of the two rivers. So that's what they take you to see for the first leg. We then drive to a village in the Amazon somewhere and change off the boat and get into a bus. We then drive for another hour through the jungle to meet another river where we pick up another speedboat, and then we have another hour on that boat to get to our final destination, which is the Juma Amazon Lodge.
And it looks really, really cool, doesn't it?
It looks absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Like, when I say it looks cool, it looks really cool, but also really scary. You know, there's like a monkey on your balcony, and I'm not sure that I want a monkey on the balcony. He tells me that it's going to be fine, but you know, I don't know if that's what we want. And the pool to me doesn't look like a swimming pool. It's actually the actual river water, and again, you know, there's all kinds of things in that river, including piranha, which I'm also very afraid of. So it does look cool, but it also looks very scary. And we've got a whole 5-day itinerary, or is it a 6-day itinerary, whilst we're there, of things we are meant to do. And you know, some of these things include climbing trees. Now, trees might have snakes in, and I am really, really scared of snakes. So
I don't like snakes either.
So this vlog series could actually be really entertaining, as I'm going to be facing quite a few of my fears. We're even doing a night actually staying, camping out in the jungle, aren't we? Or something like that.
Yeah, they take you out to I don't know, somewhere in the jungle where I suppose they've got a camp set up, and instead of staying in your room for that night, you actually camp out in the jungle and have food prepared on the fire and fish, and yeah, I'm so excited about it.
It sounds terrifying. And then we make the mission back using the boats and the bus, and we get back to Manaus for the final part of our trip.
Yeah, we're staying at the Juma Opera in Manaus for another 2 days. Primarily that was because we found it really difficult to get the flights to match up to go back to Rio. It would have been too much of a rush, and flight times were very strange, and so we've taken 2 days. We're going to have a bit of a reset in Manaus. Get to see Manaus as well, because it looks like a really exciting city.
Yeah, so as you can hear, it's going to be a bit of a whirlwind trip. I think we've got about 7 or 8 flights over 2 weeks, including the helicopter. So yeah, it's going to be a really busy time. We're going to see Rio de Janeiro, we're going to see Iguazu, we're going to see Manaus, we're going to see the Amazon Rainforest, all in a 2-week period. So this is going to be completely out of my comfort zone, as I said. More within your comfort zone, but for you, this is something you've always wanted to do, always wanted to see. And I drag him along to Disney, and he takes part in everything, even the Tower of Terror.
But not next time.
I'm going to obviously love it as well. I'm going to learn so much. I'm going to see so many new things. I'm really excited. And I'm also really, really excited to be bringing you along and to showing you this adventure. So we're going to tell you kind of where we are, what we're doing, how much things are, why we did things in certain ways, and we're going to be showing you as much as we can show you whilst we're there. So I really hope you're going to come along with us. So click subscribe, and also give us a little thumbs up. Didn't he do well telling us the itinerary? He's a little bit camera shy normally, so yeah, he's done really, really well today. So
it's just a lot. It's a lot to remember when you haven't got it written down in front.
So make sure you give David a little thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. This adventure for us starts, I think, in about 9 days. About 9 days we've got left, so quite a lot to do in that period of time. Lots to pack, lots to organise. Got to get little Bruno's case all packed. He's off to Nanny and Granddad's for 2 weeks. Come along and join us for our trip to the Amazon. You excited?
Super excited.
He's been such a little nuisance. He just cannot sleep. He wakes up so early thinking about this trip. So yeah, come along with us. And as always, remember, never grow up.
And we'll see you next time.